Again, a very good morning to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Inox Wind Limited, I extend a very warm welcome. We are thrilled to have you join us today to commemorate the listing of Inox Wind Limited on the Bombay Stock Exchange. Before we begin, may I request you all to please stand with me in honor of the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
And now to commence the proceedings. Here we have a truly momentous occasion, the listing ceremony of Inox Wind Limited in the pristine premises of the Bombay Stock Exchange. Inox Wind is one of India's leading wind power solutions providers, promoted by Gujarat Fluorochemicals Limited. The company, together with its wholly owned subsidiaries, Inox Wind Infrastructure Services Limited and Marut Shakti Energy India Limited, offers a broad range of services including manufacturing wind turbine generators or WTGs and providing turnkey solutions by supplying WTGs and offering services including wind resource assessment, site acquisition, infrastructure development, erection, commissioning, as well as long-term operations and maintenance of wind power projects. Its customers include corporates, IPPs, and PSUs. It is a significant moment, ladies and gentlemen, that Inox Wind, a company with an iconic brand, is debuting today on the BSE. We have with us here today a glittering array of dignitaries from the Inox Group and the company who are stalwarts in their respective fields. The global coordinators and book-running lead managers to the offer are Axis Capital Limited, DSP Merrill Lynch, and Edelweiss Financial Services Limited. And the book-running lead manager is Yes Bank Limited. It is now my pleasure to invite our esteemed dignitaries to the dais and welcome them with a bouquet of flowers. Mr. Vivek Jain, Managing Director, Inox Group. We welcome you, sir, with a bouquet of flowers. Thank you. Mr. Devansh Jain, Whole-Time Director, Inox Wind Limited. We welcome you, sir, with a bouquet of flowers. Mr. Deepak Ashar, Director, Inox Wind Limited. We welcome you, sir, with a bouquet of flowers. Representing the global coordinators and book-running lead managers, Mr. Dharmesh Mehta, Managing Director and CEO at Axis Capital Limited. We welcome you, sir, with a bouquet of flowers. Mr. Asit Bhatia, Co-Head of Investment Banking in India at DSP Merrill Lynch. We welcome you, sir, with a bouquet of flowers. Mr. Vikas Khemani, CEO, Wholesale Capital Markets at Edelweiss Financial Services Limited. We welcome you, sir, with a bouquet of flowers. Representing the book-running lead manager, Mr. Aditya Sanghi, Group President and Senior Managing Director of Investment Banking at Yes Bank Limited. We welcome you, sir, with a bouquet of flowers. and the host for today, Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan, Managing Director and CEO, BSE Limited. We welcome you, sir, with a bouquet of flowers. To mark an auspicious beginning, I invite all our distinguished guests on the dais to kindly proceed to light the traditional lamp. May I also request members of the Jain family to come forward and join in this ceremony. To commence the proceedings, let me invite Mr. Dharmesh Mehta, Managing Director and CEO, Axis Capital Limited, to make the opening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dharmesh Mehta.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Axis Capital and the syndicate team, let me congratulate the management of Inox Wind, especially the person who's at the helm of the affairs, and I would probably call him the youngest star on the block, Devansh Jain. Don't go by his charmish looks. He's a really tough negotiator. So congratulations, Devansh and your team, and Deepak Bhai. Axis Capital is privileged to bring yet another star from the Inox Group, which is the Inox Winds. Previously also we've got a lot of Inox Group companies to the market, and this one has been really a true differentiator, especially because it came at the time when the IPO market was struggling, and virtually they created the wind, which is now in the IPO market behind us, and thank you for that, Devansh. I'm sure all of you must be aware that Inox Wind is not the only leading player in the wind turbine space, but also the most profitable company in the Indian wind turbine manufacturing space. The IPO of Inox Wind was marked in many aspects. As I mentioned, it revived the IPO market, especially after 2 weak IPOs which happened prior week. Hence, we were in a difficult situation in that period. This was the largest IPO in more than 2 years. And we've seen unprecedented demand from long quality and anchor investors, as you must have seen in the list. And most important, investors from across the globe participated in this deal. And as a result, as you all are aware, the IPO happened almost 18 times QIB, 18 times overall book, and QIB and HNI was almost 36, 37 times, which is one of the most landmark IPOs in recent times. But the markets are markets, and I would strongly suggest and request Devansh and Mr. Asher and the entire team to not only meet the investor expectations, but definitely surpass it, especially when the tailwind is behind you now. All the best and congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Let me now invite the promoter and managing director, Mr. Vivek Jain, to share a few words with the gathering. Mr. Vivek Jain, Managing Director, Inox Group.
Good morning. On behalf of the Inox Group, a very warm welcome to all of you. This truly is a momentous occasion for us, and we thank you for taking out time to be with us today. As some of you would know, our group operates in several diverse business verticals. I would like to take a few minutes to familiarize you with our group's business philosophy, which is early identification of a niche business opportunity, followed by an aggressive pace of growth, leading to market leadership and profit leadership through cutting-edge efficiency in operations. Consequently, we are market leaders in many of the segments which we operate in, be it industrial gases, chloromethanes, refrigerants, PTFE, cryogenic engineering, and film exhibition. We have only very recently forayed into the renewable energy sector, yet in a short span of 4 years, we have emerged as a significant player, apart from being the most profitable company in this sector. We are convinced of the huge growth potential of this sector, aided by the strong regulatory push. Given the strong business position which we have built, we are very hopeful that Inox will continue on its growth trajectory in the future and create value for all our stakeholders. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I now invite the man of the moment, Mr. Devansh Jain, Whole-Time Director, Inox Wind, to share a few words with the gathering. Mr. Devansh Jain.
I think very big words, but I think the whole team is responsible for what you see today. I would like to begin by thanking everyone for being present here and extending a very warm welcome to all of you. For me, this is a historic moment, not just because we list Inox Wind today, but also because 6 years ago, exactly on this day, Inox Wind was incorporated. I remember it was Hanuman Jayanti on that day, and the God of Wind has hopefully been kind on us. Creating one of the largest and probably now one of the most valuable renewable energy companies globally in this short span of time is not only deeply satisfying, but has also made our ambitions far larger and bolder. The stupendous response from marquee and global investors is extremely overwhelming and at the same time humbling. I'm deeply thankful to all of them for showing the faith they have in Inox Wind and for making this one of the most successful and largest IPOs in the past 2 years. At this young age and just the beginning of my career, the confidence shown in me and our company reinforces our motivation to work doubly harder and dream far higher. With that, I believe we're also at an extremely exciting phase in India's renewable energy sector, in the history of India's renewable energy sector. I think the government, under the dynamic leadership of Modi ji, is giving a huge thrust to this sector. They've set a target and a huge ambition of 175 gigawatts in front of us. That's almost an 8x growth, which they're targeting in the next 5 or 6 years. Through a host of fiscal and non-fiscal incentives, I believe the sector is going to see very, very bright days going forward. One of these incentives is something called generation-based incentive, which has led to the advent of large independent power producers who are backed by some of the largest financial institutions and funds globally. With this, we have also seen the complexion of the sector change over the past 2 or 3 years, where the sector has moved away from people being driven by tax breaks to those focusing on efficiency. And in this competitive environment, Inox Wind has thrived. With the strong macro outlook, I believe the assets and building blocks which we have created at Inox Wind will enable us to capture a large pie of the growth in the days to come. Our world-class manufacturing facilities across Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, and the new upcoming facility in Madhya Pradesh, a huge land bank in excess of 4,000 megawatts across multiple Indian states, our state-of-the-art turbine technology, which is suited for Indian conditions, as well as our extremely competitive and global supply chain, will enable us to grow rapidly. The fact that we've grown at a CAGR of 70% in the past 4 years, when the market actually shrank, probably is testimony to the fact that the days ahead are far brighter. Lastly, but certainly not the least, I would like to once again thank all our stakeholders, our investors, our customers, our suppliers, the entire team at Inox Wind for all their effort in making this day possible. A special thank you to Access Capital for their untiring efforts in making this IPO a huge success. I'm confident we will live up to the expectations of our stakeholders and ensure the wind blows harder in the days to come. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, I call upon Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan, MD and CEO, BSE Limited, to address the gathering. Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan.
Shri Vivek Jain, Shri Devansh Jain, Shri Deepak Ashar, Jain family, Shri Vallabh Bansali, Shri Dharmesh Mehta, Shri Khemka, Shri Bhatia, Shangi, friends, ladies and gentlemen, On behalf of BSE, I welcome all of you to the listing ceremony of Inox Wind Limited on the BSE platform at the International Convention Hall of BSE. On behalf of BSE, we'd like to welcome the representatives of merchant bankers, registrar, auditors, and other employees of the company. Ladies and gentlemen, most of you are aware, BSE, which is the oldest exchange in Asia, was established in 1875 as the Native Share and Stockbrokers Association. This International Convention Hall has seen the development of Indian capital markets over the past 14 decades, first as a trading ring for the brokers and then as a convention hall post-digitization. BSE has offered an efficient capital raising platform to companies in India over decades. Incorporated in April 2009, Inox Wind Limited is a part of Inox Group, which has interest in various sectors including chemicals, entertainment, etc. Inox Wind Limited is one of India's leading wind power solutions providers. Being an end-to-end solutions player, Inox Wind manufactures wind turbines, generators, WTG, and provides complete turnkey services like supplying the WTGs, offering wind resources, assessment services, site acquisition, infra development, and operations and maintenance services. At present, Inox Wind can manufacture 800 megawatt, that is 400 WTGs, at its dedicated facilities in Una district of Himachal Pradesh and Rohika unit located in Ahmedabad district of Gujarat. Inox Wind Limited entered the primary market on 18th March 2015 with initial price band of 315 to 325. Its IPO was oversubscribed by almost 13.81 times, with retail category oversubscription at over 2.18 times, while non-institutional category got oversubscribed more than 36 times. The issue closed on 20th March 2015 with the final issue price of Rs 325 per share and total issue size of around 1,020 crores. Close to 2.5 lakh retail investors participated in this IPO. The lead managers for Inox Wind IPOs are DSP Merrill Lynch, Axis Capital, Edelweiss, and Yes Bank Limited. With the successful completion of its IPO, Inox Wind is now the newest member of the BSE family. BSE is the world's largest exchange in terms of number of listed companies. Over 5630 companies are listed on BSE. The market capitalization of listed companies on BSE recently crossed 100 lakh crore mark, which is a great achievement for this country. The benchmark index of BSE Sensex is tracked by investors across the globe. As most of you are aware, India's first stock exchange, BSE, has also become its fastest. Earlier last year, BSE upgraded its trading platform to Bolt Plus, a new platform which offers a response time of 200 microseconds. In 1 second, there are 1 million microseconds. It's several times faster than any competition in the country. Traders can now put in around 500,000 orders in a second, adding a completely new dimension to trading in the history of Indian stock markets. I would like to extend my best wishes to the Inox Wind Limited and its entire team on this momentous occasion and wish them all the success in its future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. To mark this proud occasion, I now invite Mr. Ashish Chauhan, MD and CEO, BSE Limited, to present a memento to Mr. Vivek Jain, Managing Director of Inox Group. In a reciprocal gesture, I invite Mr. Vivek Jain, Managing Director of Inox Group, to present a memento to Mr. Ashish Chauhan, MD and CEO, BSE. Mr. Devansh Jain, Whole-Time Director, Inox Wind, will present a memento to Mr. Dharmesh Mehta, Managing Director and CEO, Axis Capital Limited. Mr. Deepak Asher, Director, Inox Wind, will present a memento to Mr. Asit Bhatia, Co-Head of Investment Banking in India at DSP Merrill Lynch. Mr. Devansh Jain will present a memento to Mr. Vikas Khemani, CEO, Wholesale Capital Markets at Edelweiss Financial Services Limited. Mr. Deepak Asher will present a memento to Mr. Aditya Sanghi, Group President and Senior Managing Director of Investment Banking at Yes Bank Limited. Mr. Devansh Jain will present a memento to the Registrar to the issue, Link in Time India Private Limited. Mr. Deepak Asher will present a memento to the Domestic Legal Counsel to the company, Khaitan and Company. Mr. Devansh Jain will present a memento to the Domestic Legal Counsel to the underwriters, J. Sagar Associates. Mr. Deepak Asher will present a memento to the International Legal Counsel to the underwriters, Carden, Arp, Slate, Meager and Flom LLP. Mr. Devansh Jain will present a memento to the Statutory Advisor, M.S. Patankar and Associates. Mr. Deepak Asher will present a memento to the printer to the issue. Mr. Devansh Jain will present a memento to Adfactors Advertising and PR. Mr. Madan Behel, Managing Director. The contributions of all these individuals and organizations are invaluable to making this day happen. I now request Mr. Asit Bhatia, Co-Head of Investment Banking in India at DSP Merrill Lynch, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to congratulate the entire Inox team for completion of a very successful transaction. It is the first 1,000 crore plus IPO in the last 2 years, and it's effectively reopened the IPO markets for India. We're very proud to partner Inox and would like to thank Mr. Vivek Jain, Devansh Jain, the rest of the promoter family, and of course, Deepak Bhai, for giving us the option to work on this transaction. India remains at the forefront of environmental finance, as we can see from recent transactions, obviously the Inox Wind IPO, and also very recently the Exim $500 million green bonds that we recently completed. Investor interest continues to remain very high for good corporate citizens, and at the same time offers the opportunity to them to get good returns. The differentiated business model with renewable space, green focus, was highly appreciated by the investors, as is evident from the oversubscription numbers and total demand of over $2 billion on the IPO, with participation from several major global and domestic investors. We believe that Inox Wind will use the public capital markets to build a long-term value for its shareholders. Once again, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to work with you. Thank you so much.
I now request Mr. Vikas Khemani, Edelweiss Financial Services Limited, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone, and warm welcome on this momentous occasion. And my heartfelt congratulations to the management and the entire team of the management and bankers for resounding success of this IPO. An IPO of this size we have not seen in last 2 years, and I think this kind of success only marks a comeback of the capital markets in India. I think this IPO, with this listing ceremony, Project Ideal comes to an end, but I think it earmarks beginning of a new journey for the company. It has significance, according to me, on 2 counts. One, I think this is also, sort of a restarting of, in some sense, the entire renewable energy space, which kind of almost was non-existent in the recent past. And I think this IPO has created a big platform for the entire industry, an opportunity for the entire industry to raise capital and access the market. And secondly, I think it has a special significance in the backdrop of 2 weak IPOs which came. in the recent past. And I think this clearly goes to show and testament to fact that I think a good company can access capital markets in any kind of environment, especially if it comes in a good company and a great management. Obviously, you have to select the right bankers as well. So I think this is a testament to that fact, and I do believe that investors have huge expectations with this kind of success. It has placed huge amount of expectations on the company, and especially I think on the young shoulders of Devansh. When I would say that probably he will have to carry the pressure of how a son of a superstar has on his debut. So I do believe that because Gujarat Fluorochemicals has delivered supernormal returns over the last 2 decades, which I think is a very select club of companies in the whole country, and I think to carry on that legacy is no small effort. I wish him and the entire team of Inox Wind great success in future. And I would end by repeating what Deepak said, that what started as a wind ended up in storm. And I think this is what exactly happened. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. To conclude, let me invite Mr. Deepak Asher, Director, Inox Wind Limited. I'm sorry, before that, can I invite Mr. Aditya Sanghi at Yes Bank Limited to say a few words?
First of all, let me begin by, addressing, the management of Inox Wind, that, it is with our deepest privilege and gratitude that we feel that we have been part of this very successful IPO, very, very tightly managed by Devansh and Deepak. They kept the bankers in check all through. I must congratulate that you've built a very, very strong enterprise in a short period of time. And with this also comes the sense of responsibility to take it to the next level. You have favorable tailwinds supporting you, as you also said, under the guidance of Narendra Modi ji. There is also a favorable regulatory environment which is now coming back. And we feel that, this company has a tremendous potential to globalize and become and truly realize, its potential in the years to come. With that, thank you very much once again, and all the best.
Thank you, sir. I'd now like to request Mr. Deepak Asher, Director, Inox Wind, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Distinguished members on the dais, guests, ladies and gentlemen. The problem in addressing the audience at the end is most of your punchlines have already been taken up by earlier speakers. Today is actually a historic day in more senses than one. First of all, as Devansh mentioned, today is the 6th birthday of the creation of this company. Inox Wind Limited was created on the 9th of April, 2009, with a paid-up share capital of just 10 lakh rupees and nothing more than the sage counsel of the senior giants, the brotherly advice of Siddharth, and a fire in the belly of Devansh to create another leading business in the stable of Inox. In a short span of 2,000 days, we have grown this company to a market cap in excess of 7,000 crores based on the price at which we did this transaction. It is also momentous because of the nature of the transaction. This was landmark in as much as it was launched in what was otherwise an insipid IPO market. This was the largest IPO in the last 27 months. The entire IPO funds raised in FY14 was around the size of this IPO across 38 transactions put together. This is the largest subscription received for an IPO in excess of 1,000 crores in the last 53 months, and we've got overwhelming response from all kinds of investors. I'd like to thank the BSE for providing us a platform for this transaction, all the merchant bankers, the legal counsel, the auditors, the registrars, the PR agency for their untiring efforts in making this transaction successful. A special thanks to the IWL team, and a thank you to all the investors for reposing their faith and confidence in us. Thank you very much.
Still.
We've had to rush the proceedings because of the 10 a.m. bell ringing. So I invite you all to join me in the countdown when we get to 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations. The moment we've all been waiting for has arrived. The listing of Inox Wind Limited on the Bombay Stock Exchange.